Well, here we are. Finally, we have the singer, songwriter, and the founder of Service 95 to introduce the finalists for the 2023 National Book Award for Fiction, and the panel chair, Matt Johnson. Here is the voice of Dua Lipa.
Fiction demands rigorous curiosity for character, for place, for new and different perspectives. The finalists for the 2023 National Book Award for Fiction illuminate the interior lives of their characters, from prisoners fighting to the death on reality television, to Black Muslims defining and redefining their faith in contemporary America, to multiple generations of a mixed-race fishing community. Whether from the shores of remote islands or the tundras of Scandinavia, these stories interrogate love and hate, dedication and defiance, and the reclamation and reinvention of our shared histories. The panel chair for this year's National Book Award for Fiction is Matt Johnson, the Philip H. Knight Chair of Humanities at the University of Oregon and author of Invisible Things.
I am always too tall for these damn things. Okay. Forgive me. I have a confession to make. I've been published for 23 years now, and in that time I've made many lifelong friends in the literary community. Some of them are here. And I've seen colleagues grow on the page and flourish until the whole world knows how dope they are, just like we always did. I've mentored many promising students who've gone on to become prominent writers. For much of my adult life, the literary world has been my natural ecosystem, and yet I haven't read most of their books. People I hold dearly, I've read some of them, but not nearly all, and I read a lot, but it's a lot of books. And thus, it is nearly impossible to be both an active writer and also get to read all the books you would love to be able to. There's just not enough hours in a given year. Even in those periods where I am able to read far more than I usually do, I can only manage to peruse a small cross-section of all that's available in American prose fiction for any given year. One of the greatest benefits of participating in the judging of the National Book Award is that it literally forces you to read way beyond your normal scope. Every book you've been hearing buzz about all year, and other books no one is talking about, and yet they should be. Together, they form a sort of state of the union of American fiction, and I am very happy to report that the state of literature is strong. Now, here's another confession. I don't like award shows. I have an excellent reason for this, like many writers. It's called player hating. I'm not gonna lie. Oftentimes, these events are for art forms that already get a tremendous amount of attention. Glamorous faces we see on TV all year just peering in one room for the night. But, and I say this with absolute bias, literature is different. Aside from a minute handful of exceptions, new books do not benefit from multi-million-dollar ad campaigns. Rather, publishing relies on word of mouth, on literary reputation, on free shit. Paradoxically, while technical advances have made getting published and distributed easier, the new sea of literary voices has simultaneously made it incredibly difficult for individual books to fulfill their most basic purpose, to be read. Which is why events like this are so important. Each book honored as a finalist tonight represents the very best of American literature, as chosen by these specific judges at this specific moment. And I make a point of offering that qualification because it's important to note that literature is not track and field. Literature is not a horse race. There is no numerically conclusive way to gauge literary greatness. Readers and writers have individual influences, desires, and tastes, and those tastes shift over time. Books heralded today are often ignored tomorrow, and vice versa. The wonderful, and I mean truly wonderful, books selected as our finalists tonight are great. But they are not isolated incidents. They are representative of a thriving art form that has never been more diverse in every sense of that word. On behalf of the brilliant judges that I got to hang out with for the last couple months, Helen Maria Veramontes, Steph Cha, Calvin Crosby, Silas House, and myself, thank you, National Book Foundation. Thank you for standing up for books and free speech for the last couple months. Because you were challenged and you met the challenge. And thank you for the read. It was as much an honor to participate in judging this award as it is to bestow it. The finalists for the 2023 National Book Award for Fiction are Nana Kwame Jebrenya, Chain Gang All-Stars, Pantheon Books, Penguin Random House, Aliyah Bilal, Temple Folk, Simon Schuster, Paul Harding, This Other Eden, W.W. Norton and Company, Hanya Pilvaman, The End of Drum Time, Henry Holt and Company, Macmillan Publishers, Justin Torres, Blackouts, Farrar, Straus, and Giroux, Macmillan Publishers. And this year's National Book Award for Fiction goes to Blackouts by Justin Torres.
I'm shocked. I'm gonna keep this really short because the writers, we've collectively decided to make a statement. And so I think the best thing, we've been sitting for a long time, and so I think the best thing is for the writers who want to participate in the statement to kind of make their way up, and then I will make my personal remarks while people are coming up. So come. So first, I need to thank my man, David Russell, for putting up with my excessive lamentations about this book and about my own abilities. He's a literary critic, he's a scholar, he's a champion of literature, he's the smartest person I've ever spoken with. It has paid dividends to be with him. I love you, I love you. I want to thank my friends, especially Emma Borges Scott and Angela Flournoy, who's here tonight with me, for putting up with my excessive lamentations about this book. I want to thank my mother, who's watching from a distance. Ma, I love you. I want to thank my queer family, especially Jamie Sharon Cohen and Ariana Martinez and Valencia Martinez, my beloved. I want to thank my agent, Jenna. I want to thank everyone at FSG, but especially Jenna Johnson, who has, we've been working together for 15 years. She edited my first book. She's promised to edit my next book. You've taught me so much about grace and integrity, both on and off the page, and I feel lucky to keep growing and working with you. And now, transition, and we're gonna offer a statement.
On behalf of the finalists, we oppose the ongoing bombardment of Gaza, and call for a humanitarian ceasefire to address the urgent humanitarian needs of Palestinian civilians, particularly children. We oppose anti-Semitism and anti-Palestinian sentiment and Islamophobia equally, accepting the human dignity of all parties, knowing that further bloodshed does nothing to secure lasting peace in the region. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 74th National Book Awards ceremony, but I want to say before we disperse, I am so grateful to have lived long enough to see this snapshot of literature in America today. Congratulations to all of the finalists, the winners, and the judges. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. For those of you at home, thank you for being with us. And please, all of you, keep reading. I know I've got my work cut out for me after tonight. God bless. Look after yourselves going home. I'll see you next time, but you don't have to take my word for it.